Black Executive Triad.
Soon as you stop helping people, they overdue. Look, give me my flowers right now, cause they overdue. Look, I done seen that, I seen need what I'm supposed to do. Look, if you act that, then them people run over you. Look.
Y'all know what's going on, man. Soul Rocket Sounds. Get your motherfucking goddamn camera game together, man. You know, when he behind that motherfucker, man, you know that bitch platinum every time. Straight like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Fuck with the homie, man. Shout out to RS Management. You already know GFM, motherfucking BET. Y'all know Full Circle Music Group, Savage Life, Savage Ties. You know, bunch of savage shit going on. Yeah. Real for real.
Lane living with Lil Bleed, man, this shit too easy. Bitches on their knees, begging please, she gon' fuck the team. I been hustling all day, I just ran on 10.
It's Trill out here. We at Social apparently, and Webby's performing. We got all the baddies out here. You can see them. We all lit. So just make sure you watch. It's gonna be at after hours tonight. So just stay tuned. Webby, turn what you already know.
Wait, look what I'm acting in. No talking when I'm in person. I'm just signing to my clientele. Think about that jail cell. Grinding like I got a warrant. That feel keep me on point. I'm facing joints. Some thoughts come back to back. Like ain't no way I'm going back. My conscience like I roger that. Connections all in Paris. I ain't inherit this shit. I've been on some arrogant shit. I always knew that we'll be rich. Smashing the gas. Airport wearing the mask. You know I get to the cat. Ain't no slowing down. Now it's coming in fast. I just had first. I remember being last. Lane living with Lil Bleed. Man, this shit too easy. Bitches on their knees begging please. She gon' fuck the team. I been hustling all day. I just ran on 10. Trapping out them hallways. Look what I'm acting in. Lane living with Lil Bleed. Man, this shit too easy.
Trill. What up, bro? They gon' feel us now, feel us later.
You can follow me on all the social media sites, Instagram, official_Chewy, man. New taste dropping, featuring Frank Limit, featuring Pop It Out, man. We coming out with a new album, man. Y'all look out for that, man. It's up.
When I was down, they was switching plates. Niggas really fake. Peyton took the Broncos, switching up the plate. Really duck, but he ate up all the bait. Call up Miss Series, I'm still in plate.
Put my stolo in the bricks, I ride legit from now on. For the fame, I want the riches, we been trapping so long. No little boo, but I still keep in touch with Jackie Capone. We get money now, I spent 200 on some cologne.
We've been powder in the whipping powder in the scutter, seen the struggle, seen the bubble. Got the master key, power to discover. Beast of MasterCard, swipe or get it faster. Call my wife is like a matador. I seen the price, so price it out. Nice to know to write it out. Expensive as my boss is spending costs. Gotta write it out. Expenses off the profit, off percent. We can call about couple complications, call it renovation. Seen a lot of bloodshed. Only dedication, God is in me, so amazing. United, you know my dedication. Undisputed sensation. A lot of people never made it. Really elevated. 280, my navigator, water like a navy. I can't record it, so just pay me. Can't report it till you pay me. And this Cashapp, baby. 3 stacks lately, free stacks, baby. Baby, I'm increasing the paper to coming lately. Like playlist, play it, what I play it, what it's playing by. Lost a few soldiers, now I'm dropping tears. Time whipping powder in the gutter, seen the struggle on the bubble, trillion bubble, whipping powder in the scutter, in the scutter, in the scutter, whipping powder in the scutter, seen the struggle, seen the bubble. Powder in the scutter, seen the struggle on the bubble, trillion bubble, whipping powder in the scutter, in the scutter, in the scutter, whipping powder in the scutter, seen the struggle, seen the bubble. So down, it's time to drop again. The war don't make no profit here. But when it come to check, I know the pop again. Remember all the days with no heat and my verses had cold feet just like the fridge. It ain't no groceries. The Lord is my new this. If no sleeping, I had to put myself together. No speaking, no talking, and just walking. Ain't no heat, ain't no cap, ain't no rap. Quoting fact, hard and step back, and I'm on the track. Front page magazines, post some things to the powder in the scutter. Seen the struggle on the bubble, trillion bubble, whipping powder in the scutter, in the scutter, in the scutter, whipping powder in the scutter, seen the struggle, seen the bubble. Whipping powder in the scutter, seen the struggle on the bubble, Trilly bubble, whipping powder in the scuttle.
You know, I always hit Trill like, "Hey, bro, I'm in town. What we doing?"
Remember, hard work always beats talent. Hard work always outbeat talking. We don't do too much talking, man. Next level to the.
Hey, like my homeboy Trillion, you know what I'm saying? Like Trill, he from there. He's from.
Man, shit, if you know, you motherfucking know. We don't do too much motherfucking talking on my side, man. Holla at your guala, man. Shout out to the mom. Yo, it's your boy Trill in the building, man. You already know the fuck going on. It's the chief of all chiefs, Trill with the Trillion Show. Hey, man, I appreciate everybody for coming in and tapping in with us, man. We're going to have all type of shit going on today. Melissa, man, how you feeling today?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for asking. I'm blessed and highly favored. Feeling a lot better than last week, so that's good.
Yeah, it's definitely good because you was looking kind of sad last week, man. I didn't know what was going on, man. Like you was looking like a broke Barbie doll, nigga. What the fuck you talking about? I was confused. I was like, oh man, this ain't gonna work.
I'm still in pain, but like I'm not taking no pain meds right now. So I'm just dealing with it right now. About to just, smoke this blunt when we do smoke champs and just deal with it. I try not to. I don't like taking too many pills or nothing because it makes me drowsy and sleepy and out of it, and then I get nothing done. So
that's understood. Definitely, I don't do the whole medication thing. I'm really kind of anti, medicine. Obviously, there are some exceptions, but I do a lot of holistic medicine and stuff. So I really don't do the Tylenol and ibuprofen and all that.
Yeah, it's just the heating pad just wasn't cutting it, and and I needed something definitely, to help because it was literally burning pain. Like I probably hadn't felt that kind of burning pain since I was hit by an SUV and a car. I was literally hit by a car before, and so it's definitely have a testimony. There's so many times I've almost actually been gone from this world that I definitely know I have a bigger purpose here. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say that if you made it through, past a certain age, you got to be here for something. Because some people don't really make it, with a sound mind anyway. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Some people they get by, you know what I mean, and they're around, but they're not really an active participant in their own future. If that makes sense.
Yes, most definitely makes sense. Yeah. Because sometimes when you go through a lot of stuff, like I try to tell people all the time, you can't sit there and dwell on the past because that's going to keep you stagnant and keep you stuck in the past. And then you're not like looking at the present to even focus to the future, to do anything for the future. So yeah, it definitely takes a toll on a lot of people. And that's what causes depression a lot of times too and stuff like that. Just them dwelling so much on things. And yeah, it's easier said than done not to when things have happened, but you got to try to move past those things and be stronger than it. You got to train your mind to be strong. Like your mind can be definitely a powerful thing. You're your own worst enemy,
Yeah, I do think that definitely everybody should acknowledge that a lot of the troubles that they've been through have been as a cause of their own, at the effect of their own cause. You know what I mean? So in other words, whatever they chose to do, the decisions that they made, it definitely ends you up where you end up. And, you are a product of your environment, but yet your mindset is what creates your environment because you attract whatever you think about the most. Where your thought goes, energy flows. You know what I mean? So that's definitely a big thing, and that's something that's not talked about as much as it should be. Right up there with mental health, but I believe that is a part of mental health. So I figure like once you get that part together, then it should be easy for everything else. Everything else should make sense.
Most definitely, I agree. And
So
definitely something we're touching more on. I'm getting some material together, putting material together for the mental health, taking notes. I've been taking a lot of notes and stuff on it. So, educating myself more on the actual, we'll say what the books say, but I've seen so many people go through so many experiences, and I'm not going to say I haven't been through my own experiences. So like, I think it's just, definitely not a topic that's talked about enough. And I think if we talked about it more and more people felt open to share, that could even help this whole world be better.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I just think that I think it's a little bit more to it than that. I think that it would help, but I just think that I think the key is just being the honesty part of it, because you could talk about it and then not talk about it in an honest way, and it still doesn't help anybody. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people are so guarded in what they're actually going through and the actual things that they have to face on a day to day basis. And I'm speaking strictly on a mental mind state. I just learned that everything is a product of your mind state, and if you're not really addressing those issues, some people refer to it as shadow work. In Scientology and Dianetics, they talk about it as clearing your aberrations. I mean, you have to address the things that's going on in your subconscious mind. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, a lot of people are unaware of those things. They think that those things don't exist or that they're fairy tale. You know what I mean? And so when they talk about it, they're looking at it from a viewpoint of ego, as in, I don't want to let nobody know that I'm going through anything, and so I'm going to pretend like everything's all good when it's not good. And I think that that's a very important thing. Like even dealing with myself, it's a process, because for so long, we were taught in my community, in the African American community, the indigenous community, our tribes are taught to not talk about trauma and things that they go through. It's literally programmed into us to not talk about it.
Right.
Literally. You know what I'm saying? I think that that's a basic, that's a default mindset that we really gotta address.
Most definitely, I agree. Like, I feel like there's such a stigma out there, like, oh, men shouldn't cry and you shouldn't cry. You're not strong if you don't cry. Like, I think that's so incorrect. And I don't know whoever, first put that out there, but I think that's definitely not true. Like, I think, you show a sense of vulnerability, yes, but you're not showing that you're weak. To me, that's showing you're strong enough to tap into that space too, though. And show it.
I mean, I just don't. I think that there's a thin line there. I think that what they really meant to say was, what they should have probably said was, you're weak if you show that you're vulnerable to the masses amount of people. But that's not what we're talking about. We're actually talking about admitting trauma to yourself first of all, and then being able to vocalize it or externalize it to people who are in your life, because unfortunately the energy and the thoughts that you have affects other people, whether you realize it or not. And I feel like a lot of people are unaware, or they don't care. You know what I mean? And it's back to the ego thing. You know what I mean? Well, I got this, and me, and I don't need nobody. And the truth is, they always talk about it takes a village to raise a child. I mean, so like and the reason what that was talking about, the mindset. We're not talking about a physical child, but just somebody who's immature, and emotional intelligence is probably far more superior to what they call an IQ. You know what I mean? I mean, as far as like everything, just living life in general, I feel like emotional intelligence is often overlooked. It's not talked about. It's never tested for, and you'll never know if you have it or not until you're in the situation. See what I'm saying? So that's definitely. But yeah, so that's definitely something. That's definitely something that like that. I just don't believe that. Obviously, we're not going to talk about that here on every single show and every single segment. But I do want to encourage the people that are listening, that are watching, if y'all do want to talk about certain things, it's okay to put them in the comment. That's what the comment sections are for. You know what I mean? If you have a question or some topic that you want to talk about, definitely we definitely can get to that. I think that that's important. But I just don't want to. I don't want to make every show about that because that in itself gets old. I want to be. I want it to be entertaining, but on the other side, it's not. Life is not always entertainment. Sometimes life is real life, and you have to really fucking like because it's a lot of things that I go through that I don't talk about, and I won't. I can't. Only not because I feel uncomfortable, but because I know that people use that kind of information and they use that to target the individual as if it's a weakness. It's no different than being nice to people. People see, oh, he's nice to a lot of people, so he's not strong, he's weak, he's soft, he's this, he's that, or she's this and she's that, and I feel like that's an overall mindset that a lot of people take on.
Oh yeah, a whole lot. To judging a book by its cover, which we shouldn't do, but everyone does. Yeah, most def. Like everyone reads people differently, and judges people. And I don't think it's our place to judge anybody. But at the end of the day, that's what most people do, just naturally by looking at someone. They have their own idea of what that person's like, even so. I think more people need to have the mindset of getting to know someone first, or giving someone at least the benefit of the doubt of finding out who they are before you prejudge too. That's a big thing as well. But I do have some really exciting news, not to just switch up the topic, but I just partnered up with a travel company. I am now officially a travel agent. So I'm super psyched about that. And so like you need, any travel books, hit me up. And I got like really crazy deals. So I'm super psyched about it because the deals are just ridiculous. Like you guys are going to want to definitely come to me when you see all the deals. So I'm excited.
Well, that's dope, man. If y'all need any help with y'all's travel plans, you need a travel agent. I know a lot of y'all artists that are moving around. Y'all definitely could use that. Definitely tap there with Melissa. I don't have the details of it, so but you definitely can reach out to her, and y'all can work out what y'all work out on that. And I think that'll definitely be a good thing for a lot of people. So
if
I definitely think that's
want to join like the Zoom call tonight, hit me up. I'll send you the link to even find out more about the company, to see the CEO, see it's legit, all that good stuff. But we do have someone backstage. I don't know if you're aware. Gina's backstage.
Yeah. So definitely. I am aware of that. How you doing, Miss Gina? We're gonna bring Gina on in a second. Did you have any other announcements or anything?
Also, Avon representative doing social media management as well, and promotions for Rich Money Empire Inc. as well. So those are the two newest pieces of news for the week. So those are the two main things I will be focusing on besides my empire as well.
Cool. Sounds good. Mm-hmm. So you basically been in recovery mode this week. So you got any experiences you want to share with us that you've gone through in this last week since the last time we've seen you? Before we move on to our guest for the evening.
Actually, in recovery mode, I'm able to, even back when I was in recovery mode and had my surgery, it allows me time to focus on things I really need to focus on and network a whole ton more. And also in networking, in my recovery in this past week, I've gained those 2 jobs I just spoke about. So, I think, really, that's just a dope story in itself. I gained 2 jobs, just really networking and being in my recovery in my bed this past week. So I'm super excited though to get things, moving with those, because those are both great opportunities and I'm looking forward to them. What's to come. So,
I just want to key in on that, what you just said, right? Because a lot of times negative things happen to us and we think, oh, woe is me. And what I kind of learned to do was in my life when things negative happened. I started looking, okay, so that was one or two doors that closed. I need to be looking for the other five that opened. Because
Right.
at the end of the day, when a door closes, that's signaling to me that there's been other things that's been opened for me that I need to go ahead and get
Mm-hmm.
to. See what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
that's so powerful that you took the opportunity, even though you were physically hurt, to use your mental ability and you to reach out and to really get to work in a different way instead of physically trying to go everywhere or just do what you would normally be doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like those things allow us time for reflection. I feel like that stuff gives us the opportunity to really take self inventory and see where our lives are going and versus where we want to get them, where we want to have our life get to. But with that being said, I would love to go ahead and bring on Miss Gina. From her, she's actually another podcast host as well. How you doing, Miss Gina?
Hi.
Hi, welcome to the show.
How are you? Thank you.
You want to tell everybody who you are? Oh no,
I'm
you're
Regina,
not. You're
and
breaking up.
Can you hear me
Oh
now?
man, your reception's a little shaky. I don't know if
Can you hear me?
I don't know what. I can hear you sound like you're in the Matrix though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's breaking up real bad.
Oh no, it's not good. Service is terrible. You what you may want to do is go back out and come back in, and we'll bring you back up as soon as you do, because your signal is really bad. I can't see or hear you. You're stuck right now.
Okay.
Yeah, go back out. Just close out and just come back in, and we'll bring you back in because the signal. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, so but yeah, I really just be wanting everybody to just really look at life in general and really just get an understanding that when things go wrong, that is not necessarily a bad thing the way that we've been taught to look at it. You know, like yes, things that like I had a situation over the weekend where I had a show basically canceled on me while I was there in the building. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that forced me to fucking reevaluate a lot of shit right on the spot as well. You know what I mean? And, you know, yeah, of course you'd be upset, but once you get past the upsetness of the moment, because I try to acknowledge my feelings when they come and I let them pass and I observe. I become an observer of my feelings versus being in the middle of it and just like living in it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's a big key to evolution when you're talking about within yourself, your emotional intelligence, growing your emotional intelligence, growing yourself. You know what I'm saying? Forcing yourself to take a realistic self inventory and not always playing the victim, because it's so easy to be like, oh man, this always happens to me and everybody's picking on me. And that's kind of like the kid way of doing it. That's like very childlike. There's nothing wrong with being a child, but I mean, as far as like, because you know, they say the greatest in the kingdom of heaven is a child, but I'm saying like it's childlike in the sense of, you know, let me make the fault on something else other than myself, because at the end of the day, and not even fault, but let's place the cause or the blame on of what's going on outside or external outside of yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the moment that we start internalizing and realizing that, hey, I'm the reason why it's going like this, and let's take inventory and really see what has caused this and what and a lot of times those situations, the universe is trying to tell you a specific thing. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not paying attention, if you miss the sign, if you miss the communication from this wonderful great mother we call the universe, you know what I'm saying, then you might miss out on a blessing because you were too focused on what you thought you lost. You didn't see that there was something else that was to be gained.
Right. I definitely agree. And that's a great way to put it. Well said.
Yeah. So.
And then, like you were saying, like with the like you were explaining perfectly, like what I was trying to say. Like, I try to move past, like, yeah, I'm going to be upset. I'm going to be pissed at first and stuff. But then once I get past that, I let myself get past those feelings. It's like you have that moment of clarity you give yourself, you know, if you really, you know, try to calm down and get past those feelings and meditate and stuff, you can have that clarity where it's like, okay, now what am I going to do with this, and make it a positive thing. So most definitely agree, and very well said. And just, I don't know what's going on my side. It's saying everyone's a Facebook user that's leaving a comment. But I do want to just comment real quick on one of the comments. If you do want the Zoom for tonight, just DM me and I can send it to you privately. Because I'm not putting it like on a post or nothing. This is an exclusive link, so you got to DM me for it.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, for some reason it's saying like no one's name, just Facebook user for all the comments.
Yeah, I think that's got something to do with Chris not being back there today, because backstage. Yeah, because he had an issue with one of his Facebooks last week, and I think that's how we were IDing the message, the comments as they were coming in, was through his Facebook, and I think we probably need to fix that. That's probably what's going on. He had internet issues today, so I don't know if he's going to be with us today or not. Jessica reached out to me and told me that he was planning on being on the show, but if his internet's not working, then it is what it is.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
So that's where we're at, man.
Right.
It's always something, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. Just have to take it and kind of just move with it.
Right. The show must go on, as they say.
Yeah, I've never just looked at it like, okay, well, this happened, so we're just gonna stop altogether. I can't do that because really, in reality, if that's the case, I wouldn't get nothing done, because there's always something. There's always a piece missing. There's always something. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of used to it. It's kind of fucked up thing to have to be used to, but I'm definitely used to it, unfortunately.
It's, I think, in a way, it might be messed up to have something, but that you're used to like that. But I think it's a good thing in a sense too, because you're able to adjust and adapt quicker and easier because you're used to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
then most people, most people might take longer to snap out of that. So.
Yeah, but yeah, man. So that's where we're at today, man. If there's any topics that y'all want to talk about, again, drop them in the comments. If you're not in the comment section, if you're watching this on the replay, still drop it in the comments, because what happens is I do go back and I look at the comments, or we'll have somebody else go back and look at the comments, and we just grab. That's how we can tell what y'all want to talk about, what y'all want to hear, what y'all don't want to hear. You know what I'm saying? We're like, up until this point, we focused a lot on music, you know what I'm saying? And we've touched on these topics here and there. I would like more feedback from the people who are listening, excuse me, especially after, not necessarily during, but necessarily after the show, because I really want people to really go and listen to what is going on here. You know, and it's a very difficult thing, because, you know, it's really entertainment based. A lot of these podcasts, man, they really be trying to just get click and put up clickbait titles, and that's why I don't air all of I don't put out there all of the guests that are coming on. I don't advertise them in advance unless they're artists that is requesting specifically to be advertised in advance, because I don't want this to be like every other show. I'm not a clout chasing podcast. There's nothing that I need to talk about that's not involving me, that I want to put out there to gain traffic. I'm not doing that. That's not what we're doing here. This show strictly and only is for the express purpose for people to get to know me and how I think, what I got going on, and the family, whether it's worldwide collaboration or next level or HHF or any of the other entities. Shout out to Born Famous. As you can see, I got my Born Famous hoodie on today, which is one of my favorite hoodies, even though I don't wear it all the time. Um, you know, I really support those who support me, and I be wanting to bring people into my world, and I just have a whole different world, universe that I have built here. You know what I'm saying? I really want everybody to experience that. So that's the point of this show. I don't want to talk about other people's cases. I don't want to talk about why Cardi B said and did such and such. That's cool. I like Cardi B, but I don't need to do that, and that's not what I'm looking to do here. You know what I'm saying?
Most stuff. We have Miss
So
Gina.
Gina's back. I seen her back there in the back there. Yeah. So we can bring her up again. Hopefully she's got better reception today, this time. How you doing, Miss Gina? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me very
Oh,
well?
I definitely can hear you. Yeah, I don't know what was going on.
I was in the license bureau place. Sorry.
Oh yeah, they have wiring and stuff that prevents you from getting good signal. So I understand that. So tell people
I
who you are.
apologize.
Tell everybody about your podcast and what you got going on. How you even met me. Just go ahead. Just run it. I'm gonna let you run it out for a second.
Well, I first want to thank you for bringing me on and introducing me. Well, my name is Regina, and I am with Busy One Radio, and it's called Talk with Gina. And I
Okay.
am from Cincinnati, Ohio. And I did meet Mr. Trill Will at the HHF Awards. And I came down there with a young lady, Miss Meek, which is an artist too for HHF. And I came down there for her award ceremony. And I met Trill Will there at the HHF award ceremony.
Okay.
It was
So
very
so
interesting,
how
you
was
know.
that? How was the award ceremony? You was there. So tell us about like your experience at that HHF award ceremony.
It was wonderful. That was my first time experiencing that. And I felt real good about it, and it was a lot of new artists that was there, didn't know who they were, but it was good to go because the new artist that is coming out right now is a lot of people that does not know them, which I
Mm,
didn't know them either. I only knew one of the one young lady that was there until I started mingling around with the other artists. Like Miss Diamond White, which is from Houston Love and Hip
yes.
Hop.
Yes. Okay.
She's coming out. And then I got in contact with Raindrop, which is an artist too.
Miss Raindrop. Yes, I'm familiar with her. She's a very dope
Yeah.
artist. Both of them are very
And
dope
they are
artists.
Yes, the performance and everything was wonderful. I loved it. And and it was awesome because I felt like they don't come out much often, and they're not coming from different states, and they're not coming to our states too. So we really don't know, who it is unless, we get online or something and try to figure that out. But it was I loved it. It was very nice, and it's good to have that for the new artists that's coming out too. I feel like because they're not getting recognized either, from elsewhere. So, and it was great. I loved it, and it was a lot of
So
podcasters that was there
yeah,
too.
there was a lot of podcasters. There definitely was. There's a lot of
Mhm.
booths, a lot of setup. If artists was looking to move around and get their
Mhm.
network on and get interviewed, man, it was a lot of that. But I do
Right.
want to talk about your podcast, though. Let's talk about your
Okay.
podcast. What kind of podcast is it? What kind of content do you have? Like, just give us the rundown on that and where they can find where they can find you. Said Busy One Radio. Just give them that information.
So pretty much you can find Busy One Radio on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, pretty much, and not even that. You can pretty much find them on different networks. You can find them on Citrus Zinc. You can
Okay.
find them on Live 365, and that's for the iPhones too, because the iPhones don't have Busy One Radio. So the Android is the
Okay.
only one. Yeah. So they're trying to get, um, Live 365 on, on other networks too, and Busy One Radio on the iPhone. So they trying to collaborate with each other on that on Apple. But Busy One Radio is a lot of podcasters, but we do artists, we do different things than podcasting. So we do magazines, we do, and not even that. I love promoting, and I love getting new people out there. I'm not too much on the celebrities that's out there because they already known. So I like to deal with the new artists and bring them out into the world, so because we don't know, man, they could be some wonderful artists too, and they just don't have them resources to get out there,
Right.
So that's my idea of doing my podcast. So I do it's called Talk with Gina. So we talk about every and anything we want to talk about. So I didn't want to put a specific thing, word on there with the podcast, because I want to talk about everything, because everybody have different issues and everybody going through different things, and not even that. I do violence. I do different, different things than a regular podcaster would do. I'm doing things all around the world. So it don't even matter what it is, I'm going to do, and I'm going to talk about it.
So let's talk about the stop the violence thing. I think that's something that's not talked about as much. What are you doing with that, and what's your thoughts on that? What's your angle on that?
So up here in Cincinnati, I work at the hospital, definitely. So I see a lot of crime and violence going on in different types of areas, even if it's domestic violence or, just murder, and it just everything that comes into stop the violence, I'm going to do. And I just now started that because I feel like it's so many young people out there that's, dying for no reason over something that they can't have or they can't get, or it's just different things, or it could just be like they're not getting nothing at home and they trying to figure it out somewhere else,
Right.
and not even that, they can be in a gang or whatever, just like it's just different names for different gangs that's out here that we don't even know, you know what I mean? So
Right.
and not even that, like we're not participating in the young communities, and they really don't have anything to do, so that's why they're getting in trouble. And I feel like if it comes down to us trying to get the word out there, and even have like people that did have someone was murdered in their family, because it's a lot of people that do have people, they loved ones have died, you know what I mean? Even execution style, because I have 2 family members that was executed. So and not even that, I had a baby that was killed too that was in our family. So I feel like if all that was done to me and I have not said anything about it, you know what I mean? I feel like I should say something about it, because everybody's going through it and they're not going to participate in it. And then it comes to a mental issue too at the same time. Right. People are going mental because of situations. People are dying in their families, So I just feel like we all just need to get together, no matter what it is, and just come, and support that, because it's a lot of things that's going on in this violence, and not even that, people that's going mentally ill because of their loved ones getting killed. You know what I mean? And not even that, they probably got killed in front of them. They probably going through something. You know what I mean? And not even that, they probably want to retaliate. So I really want to I'm doing an event, definitely, up here about that, because I feel like it's so many young ones out here they just die every day. Like today, I just got off of work. Somebody just got young 18-year-old just got shot 5 times. Like, what is going on? Like, how did that just happen? you know, and not even that the families come in there and they uproar at us because we didn't even do it. We were just trying to help them, you know what I mean? And they trying to figure out what's going on. We don't know what's going on. Those are your children. You supposed to know what's going on and where they at all times. And if not, if they're that age, why are they in a situation that they're getting shot up like that? So
it definitely home, I feel like, you know, irregardless what anyone says, I think it definitely starts at home, first and foremost, on where then your children might be influenced to go, what path they might choose to take, who they choose to hang out with, you know, how they're raised, you know, all those things will help them make those right choices, you know.
Definitely.
And most definitely, I think the Stop the Violence is a big movement that definitely needs to be talked about more, advertised more. I'm definitely a big advocate for it. I'm a big advocate for domestic violence as well, and mental awareness. So most definitely, please keep me posted. You know, if there's any way I can promote your events and stuff, maybe even come out to one, let me know. You know.
That'd be great. That'd be awesome. That would be even better, because I feel like, you know, it's not a lot of people that will participate because they might be scared too at the same time for somebody else coming and retaliated against them because they probably was involved in it or not. You know what I mean? And some of the families might be scared because they might stay close to where the violence is anyway. You know, so I feel like that would be great. And if you want to participate, that's fine with me. I'll be grateful and humble for you to do that.
Well, what I was thinking about, Miss Gina, is two things. One, I think that it would be real important. I think it would be real cool if we had like a Stop the Violence segment here on this show. And so I would love it if you came back as a recurring guest and you know, and talked about that type of stuff. Also, and any artists that you have would definitely rotate with. But another thing is also, you know, shout out to my brother Derek Johnson, which is Webby's older brother. You know, we're all family. We locked in. We've been Trill fam, Trill and Chief, that's Savage Life since day one. You know, but I really want to get more Stop the Violence tours. I think that, and what I mean is not just necessarily this clubs, because a lot of that stuff is dealing with the nighttime, but actually going out to these cities during the daytime and returning some of the value. Because what a lot of artists I see do is they go to these cities at night and they collect this money, and then by the time the sun comes up good, they're gone. And you know, and so they're not putting any value back into these communities. And I really would like to see those same people who are role models come back and give back, as far as showing the kids, you know, how they can live a different way instead of just taking the money at night and going during the daytime. So that's something that I really feel like is something that I've always talked about. I think that now we're getting to a critical point in the United States where we got to really stand on that, and we got to really come forward and really take command of our communities. I had somebody inquire about, you know, because I got a new project that's getting ready to come out. And I just put the graphic out, Chief of All Chiefs, and I had to explain to them that when I say I'm the Chief of All Chiefs, we're talking about being the chief of my tribe and my community. See what I'm saying? A lot of people, they want to be leaders, but they don't want to have the responsibility and the weight, and have the weight of what it means to be responsible for other individuals' lives and leading by example, because that's really the only real way you can really lead anything. You feel what I'm saying? That's really where I'm at with it. You know what I mean? I think that with the help of people like you, if I had one person like you in every city, I could create a whole tour, a Stop the Violence tour, where we come during the daytime, and then of course we're gonna come at night too, but during the daytime and really go to these schools, go have these daytime events, because these kids don't got nothing really to do besides sports, and sports is cool, but sports is only a distraction from what's going on in life, in real life. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I really want to do. I don't know what you think about that, but I definitely would love it if you could recruit 10 other people like yourselves in different cities, and we could put that together. Man, let's do it, man. Why not? Why not?
True, I'm with it. I'm with it. And I feel like that would be so great for the world. The
Yeah.
world, not just cities, just the world, period. I mean, and not even that, the guns that's just coming through these places. And I don't even know how everybody's getting them. You know what I
The
mean? And not even
government,
that,
the government. Let's be clear. The
yes,
government is dropping them off. Let's be clear.
yes. And not even that, like, they took away the Miranda rights of us, like, and not even that, like the laws are have changed so much, and by them not having to have license for a gun is gonna be really a dangerous issue out here, like because they feel like they can carry it around anywhere they go, you know, and not even that they showing it, they making sure, not even that, like you can get mad at somebody in a gas station or something because they didn't cut in front of you or you did anything. And I mean, and it happened here a couple times. You know, they just end up and they just killing people just out of nowhere just because they feel like they can because they angry and they have a gun. You know what I mean? So I feel like I'm participating in everything that Stop the Violence is, because I feel like we all need to participate in that. And I have children, and I have a son, I have daughters that's older, and they was raised right, you know, and they're not in violence or none of that. They participate and, you know, stop the violence. You know what I mean? If they see somebody doing something wrong or they feel like it's something about to go down, they try to, you know, calm each other down in a situation that we don't have to fight. You know what I mean? Or have to do that. So I get it, and I have children, and I want to do it because I have children. And not even if I didn't have any, I still would want to do it.
I just feel like there's a lot of problems that we have, but I feel like love is the answer. And I don't mean like
It
romantic
is.
love, but just this
Yes.
unconditional love,
No
actual
love.
love, where it's not really, you're not judging anybody based on what your prejudice is or what you feel their
Yes.
stereotype is. Just
Mhm.
really just caring about people, because at the end of the day, everybody's connected. We're all one, and and we can try to. And it sounds corny when you say it, but at the end of the day, we're all one because we're all a reflection of each other. You know what I'm saying?
That's
I tell
true.
people all the time, well, I don't get along with this kind of person. I don't get along with that. I said, well, you need to look in the mirror, because the only way
Mhm.
you can know, identify them characteristics in another person is if you possess them characteristics. A lot of us have a lot of shadow work that we need to do, which involves
Yeah.
looking into the mirror and seeing that what we don't like about other people really exists within us, and really dealing with that and really trying to work on that and really saying, okay, well, let's not do this no more because I don't like this in them. Maybe if I
Mhm.
eliminated it myself, it won't bother me that they do it as much. See what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And it's to the point where, and that will grow, and that will actually cause the revolution that people are really looking for.
That's true. I agree. And not even that being judgmental against each other is just nonsense. In the Bible, we do not supposed to be judging each other. And I feel like when we do judge each other, it's because we're not self-love. You
Hmm.
have to love yourself before you can love somebody else, for
That's
sure.
true.
Hmm.
Well,
You know what I mean?
that's why I mean by shadow work, because the shadow work
Mhm.
has nothing to do with anybody else. The shadow
Right.
work only has to do with yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that's what
Mhm.
I was
That's true.
explaining, because we're
Mhm.
talking about stop the violence. Well, let's talk about where
Mhm.
the violence is coming from. Well,
Hmm.
I don't like them because they did this or they do that. Well, why does that bother you? Let's talk about the core issue. The core
Right.
issue is it bothers you because you have that characteristic within yourself, and it
Mhm.
bothers to see that reflection, see yourself reflected in that way through that person. So that's what I'm
Right.
saying. Like, it's
Right.
really a matter of taking inventory of what you got going on. And once you acknowledge the issues that you have and you address those, other
Mhm.
people's issues won't even bother you. And that's a fact.
That is, and that's true, because I've been through it, and I have done I had to did a 360, like I had to, like, and just by me having to love myself, I can even love people even more, because I feel like I have realized what love is, because if you can't love yourself, there's no way you can love
You can love
anybody
anybody else.
else.
That's just,
It's no way. There's no way. And not even that, you being happy. You have to be happy for yourself. Whatever you're doing in life, be happy. It's okay to be happy for yourself. If it's, especially if it's no one else that's gonna do it for you. You know, and I feel like if you do that and you start with that self-care, self-love, I think you will go a long way in life. You know what I mean?
so let's talk about that. You said that you got to love yourself, which I say this all the time. You have to love yourself before you can love someone else. But I feel like there's a couple steps missing, right? I'm not the religious type by any stretch, but I'm gonna reference the Bible right here. It says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all else will be added unto you." Then Luke 17:21 says, "The kingdom of heaven is within." So what does that mean? That means that we have to seek ourselves, because you can't love yourself until you know thyself. See, know thyself, that's the only law. See what I'm saying? And I feel like that's the education that we're not getting in these schools. That's the education that we're not getting in college. That's the education that's not readily available. And I feel like that is what the Stop the Violence tour is going to be all about, giving knowledge of self, so people have the ability to make the choice to love themselves and who they really are. Then they'll be able to really love other people outside of themselves.
Yeah. And just like she said, it starts from home. And that's definitely have to start from home. Because if it don't start from home and you try to get it from somewhere else, because nobody else is going to show you the way, you know, your mother and your father is going to show you. You know what I mean? And if they showed you the right way and you go out here and you're trying to figure out somebody else and it's the wrong way, you should have been really studying what your mother and your father has been telling you in the first place. Because then you're
But you
going to
know
go back.
Well, what I realize is that a lot of people's mothers and fathers are not really committed to giving that information to their children. So with that being said, a lot of these people are having to find it from outside of the home. So with that being said, there's not a lot of options for people to find this outside of the home. And I feel like that's part of the mission of the Stop the Violence movement, is to be able to have an option outside of the home for people to get that information from, because they desperately need it.
Right. Instead of from the streets. Because streets ain't always good for you. You know what I mean?
Well, the streets don't love nobody. So let's be clear on that.
Yeah, streets are never really good for you.
No, I definitely wouldn't go there.
I think it does start with self-love, for sure. Like, I can say, I can admit that I'm a testimony to being a person who thought they loved themselves and respected themselves enough until I really went through some things. Then when I really, you know, went through the reflection of everything and went through finding myself, it was like self-love like I've never experienced before in the past. And when I got to that point, it helped me not just love myself more, I respected myself more, to where I wasn't taking certain shit, from people. I wasn't dealing with certain people no more, because I wasn't on that time, And then also, it made me happier. It helped me find like self-happiness within, which I thought I already had, but I didn't. Like, not like I found it, And then also, in turn, all those things also helped me become more successful.
So I definitely, not to cut you off, but I definitely want to make a couple more comments on the subject before we change it. I really feel like this is a result of people having their heart chakra closed off, and because of that, it really makes it difficult. And I know people are like, oh my God, he's gonna start talking about chakras. I don't care. This is what it is. Heart chakras are very important. I feel like a lot of people's heart chakra is blocked because they really don't. And if you want to open it, it's things you can do, such as surrounding yourself and concentrating with other people who are nurturing. That's why the motherly energy is so important, because the motherly energy is where you learn how to nurture. If you don't learn how to nurture other people and yourself, none of this stuff is ever going to make any sense at all. And I really feel like being around people are heavily nurturers, who are heavy nurturers, who nurture other people, who know how to nurture themselves. I feel like that's a part of it, and just really like, and it's really been just like a no love attitude, just like a, oh well, f everybody. You know what I'm saying? Kind of energy, and that closes off your heart chakra, and that's the most important chakra. Because even after you go from the root chakra all the way up to the crown chakra, you still got to come back and see the heart chakra, because that's the true crown chakra, and all that stuff is important. You know what I'm saying? But I did want to say this though. I think that another key to opening that up is laughter. I feel like a lot of people try to be way too serious too much, and I feel like they take themselves too seriously. I think they take how their image, how other people take them too seriously. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, and I'm bringing that up because I've had many conversations with you, Ms. Gina, and you are a fucking hilarious person. I would love for you. You really should get into comedy, because like right now we're being serious, but you are a fucking hilarious person, and I would love for you to share that with the world. So you should probably consider a career in comedy, because you actually are hilarious. Like real shit. I know. Yeah, for real.
I tried.
And you should consider
that's the reason of, loving other people, to make them laugh and make them smile. Like, it's okay. It's not gonna hurt you to laugh and smile and be happy. Like, we are in the last days. Like, if you cannot do that for yourself and for, you gonna walk around here like a ghost or a zombie all the time. Like, we shouldn't even be like that. Like, we need to be more happier and pass that vibe on. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. And it's okay to joke, okay? It's not that serious that you cannot joke with anybody. You know what I mean? I feel like this is life, and we're going to go through things. We're going to do things that other people don't like. So what? I don't care if you don't like it. This is me. This is my personality, and I love it. And if I can rub off on somebody else, then that be a real good, awesome thing. Maybe they can rub off on somebody else. You never know. But yeah, I like it. I love comedy. I love everything about life. You know what I mean? I just put that in a consideration of what goes on every day. And I just be doing some flip-flop stuff.
Sometimes that's all people need is like just someone to say smile, or someone to make them laugh, or someone to say hi to them, something like that.
Right.
A lot of the time people I run into, that's all they need is someone to talk to, or someone to really, show them that they care. You know what I'm saying? Right. You see a picture and they don't look like they're smiling, right. And I just put smile, damn it. And then the next picture they post, they have the biggest smile in the world.
That's
true. It's just sometimes, some people need a push, need motivation. It's just really about, some people need more motivation than others too.
Yes, and then I work at the hospital too, so it's a lot of sick people in there, and they need somebody. Like, and some people don't even have any family, so I try to make them my family, or I'll be their family for that moment when they're there. You know what I mean? And it's so awesome, because when you're dealing with the public, you have to learn how to deal with people. I don't care if they're sick or not, and I've been dealing with people for a long time. And I feel like, some of them need that love, because they probably even haven't had it. They probably had it, but they probably had it for a minute, and it's okay to give that, so that's where I get my humor from, like just dealing with people on a daily basis, and they're all kind of personalities, like, and I feel like it's okay. Like, I would tell somebody, like, it's okay to smile. When you come to my desk, please smile at me. Like, it's okay. Right. I don't want no frown. You know what I mean? So I try to make a joke out of it. And it makes it they make their day. You know what I mean? So I try to interact with people like that.
Yeah, it's definitely important, and it's a beautiful thing. You definitely have a beautiful
Well, thank you.
You're
And y'all
welcome.
all are beautiful.
Thank
Period.
you. Thank you. Definitely a pleasure having you on for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm just glad you had the time to talk to little old me on my little old podcast, and I sure
Well, your
appreciate it.
little podcast is awesome. I like it. You're gonna have to teach me how to do this stream stuff. I've been trying to learn how to do that for a minute. I just now got into podcasting and stuff. So I'm learning and I have learned fast. So it's a good thing. And not even that, I'm just exploring myself everywhere. So,
That's what's up.
but
Ain't nothing
I
wrong with
love
that.
learning and I love learning and learning and learning, learning. Anything I can do to learn and teach others, then I'm with it. But
That's what's up, man.
I had to learn as Trill. I had to teach for my podcast. I have a podcast too. And I had to
okay.
learn the whole StreamYard software program for
Yeah.
beginners. It's a good program.
Okay. And
Yeah,
what is your podcast called?
the Peach Podcast with Seductive Peach. You can,
Okay, Peach, Peach, Peach. I like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
I'm a
Seductive
Georgia
Peach.
Peach though.
See, that's my shirt.
For sure.
Yeah, I have a
Yes.
lingerie line actually. Those were my promotional t-shirts. I have a lingerie line as well named after myself, Seductive Peach. So
Oh girl, I love lingerie. You're gonna have to show me some of that stuff. Oh yes, honey.
hit me up. Definitely. We'll definitely
Period.
get in touch because we got a lot of work to do too with the Stop the Violence and
Mhm.
everything. I'm looking forward to that.
Yes. Yes, yes, please, please. I would love that. Like I'm in a hospital now trying to get my coworkers to, join me. And I was trying to do it for my coworker. Her brother had got killed in a car wash.
Mhm.
So, and we already do a blood drive for him. So I was trying to collaborate with them and do the Stop the Violence too, since everybody is coming and, getting blood drawn and. So
That's
I think that would be great to do that with them. So I'm trying to like talk to them to try to collaborate with them to see if we can do that. If not, then I still have other people that can help me, get it started. So that's what I'm trying to do now. So I'm I would love for all y'all to help me. That would be great.
Definitely, definitely. We definitely
Mhm.
will love that, and we're gonna definitely bring you back on. I definitely want to do the Stop the Violence segment. So, any ideas you have for that, I'm sure we'll be talking about that moving
Okay.
forward, and we can integrate that because we have several other segments, like the segment we're about to go into in a second here, the Smoke Champs segment where everybody tells their little story. I don't know if you want to start it off. You got a story you want to tell before you get off, like about whatever, just maybe a funny story or anything you want to say. 'Cause that's usually one of the segments that we do. We're about to do it right now, Smoke Champs segment where people just tell a story about maybe a funny story that they got or whatever that's interesting. If you want to, if not, then we just bring you back on and we can stop it up a little bit
That's
next
fine.
time.
I could talk about this one lady today. I was at work and she was like, I need some help. So I'm like, okay, well, I can help you. What kind of help do you need? So she like, well, I want to come. I'm trying to see my family member or whatever. So I'm like, okay. So she went to the nurse first and she looked at the nurse and she was like, you don't look like the person that can help me. So she looked at me and she was like, I love you. Your smile is so beautiful. Like, can you
Uh,
please help me? And then
oh
she
wow.
looked back at the nurse and she was like, "Oh, you beautiful too." But she was like, and then when I took her to the back, she was like, "I was just trying to tell that because I just love you. You just so beautiful. I just didn't
Uh,
want her to feel some type of way." So I'm like, "Well,
oh
thank
man.
you. That's so awesome." So that was a good, little joke that that she gave me. But that I mean that was awesome. So and she was a beautiful lady herself. So I'm like, okay, so that was a good joke. So she was like, yeah, and I want you to take that and smile all day with that. So I did, and that
Well,
was a good
man, that's
thing.
big.
So
That's
period.
exactly that's a perfect story exemplifying what I was already talking about. Just how the
Yeah.
power of that. It's because laughter and that's a high, very vibrational energy. When you
Right.
have a high energy, you attract other high vibrational
Yes.
entities and people, man. And that's just what it is. And that's a perfect
Yes.
example.
And that's so true because the vibe went on all day long. I mean, the whole lobby just was so happy. They was just like, they just wanted me to keep on going. I'm like, well, dang, what is this? And am I'm a patient advocate or am I a comedian? Like,
both.
but it was
Both.
cool. Yeah. But it was cool though. I like it. And you know, people sitting in the hospital all day long. You know, somebody need to tell a joke or something. Like we need to get it together. Like
No, you're right.
So I just love it. I just love entertaining people. You know, some people just need to laugh. Somebody might have a hard day and they just need that little you know. So.
No, for real. No, seriously, you're right.
Yeah. So I'm
of a story. Go ahead though. That reminded me.
Go ahead. No, I was about to say, that's me. This is me. You'll get this every time. Like this is not like I'm not the sad person to be trying to go around and give that sad vibe to people. No, we're not gonna do that. Right. You know. So yeah.
It's a brief story. Just last time I was at the airport and they must have had us change gates like a bunch of times, and to where I started calling it musical gates instead of musical chairs, and we were like a bunch of people were sitting there even longer than me, and I had already been there half the day. And everyone's just miserable, right? About to cause an uproar. And I just start joking around with everybody. And like I had the whole gate, like everyone in there just cracking up. Just off of like joking off of like what's going on and everything else, going on around us. And, like I just had everyone was just laughing. It just lightened up the whole tension that was going on, and like everyone, the whole air was just completely different after that. So, it's definitely dope. Like, I love to make people laugh. I love to, try to make people happy and smile and stuff. So I definitely can relate in that sense. It's a great feeling when you're able to do that, and bring that energy to people. For sure. And, it could change the whole, like I said, it changed the whole tension in the air. There was like, you didn't even feel no more tension after that. Everyone was just laughing, smiling, all that good stuff. So it was definitely a cool experience though, just to like I looked at like actually it was funny because I looked around like, oh shit, that many people were laughing at my ass. But
well, you are funny looking, so you know what I mean.
I'm gonna need you not to say that. Like the funny looking. Okay.
Thank you. I won't be too funny right now, but yes.
Nah, but that's what's up, though, man. I think that's cool.
We have guests still backstage. I don't know if you're aware.
Yeah, he left and came back in. Cool. That's real life Lucchese. All right, Gina, we're gonna have you. We'll have you come back on whenever you feel like coming back on, and we'll do this again. I enjoyed you.
Whenever y'all want me to come back on, just let me know. I'm here.
All right.
I'm
cool.
Here.
Thank you. Thank you so much again. Welcome. Thank you.
You please.
All right, nice meeting you, Peach.
You too.
All right. Go ahead and bring real life Lucchese on.
Okay, gotcha.
If he's still in there. Now he's not in there. Okay, now he is in there.
What up, G?
Man, what's going on with you, man? You need some light? Yeah, I was gonna say, man, we want to see you. Can't see you, boy. What's going on, man? What you been up to, man?
Cheap ass camera on this old phone right here.
Man, that's a trap phone. It is what it is. Tell the people who you are and what you got going on, man. And I just wanted to bring you on here because I ain't had you on here since I started the show. So,
real talk, man. I'm Real Life Lucchese, man. I'm the co-CEO of Next Level. I'm a Real Life Music VP. Trill Will's family. Knox Bonds, my brother. I got a lot going on, man. We got a video called Lit about to drop in the next couple months from Universal Music Group. You know what I'm saying? Zarapath Enterprises. Man, we just constantly working. I'm constantly, writing music, trying to get in the studio, record, do my thing. I'm working with my guy Wildlife J Blood about getting booked in a couple months in Mississippi. Things like that, man. Just trying to lift everybody up every day,
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So talk to us about this song Lit. You said you had a song Lit that you're gonna be coming out. Tell us about how that came about and what it's about, and the video. Did you tell us the experience you had when you was filming the video and stuff like that?
Got you, fam. First, shout out to PBE Pluto Cross Culture. Go get that Cross Culture. So Lit, man, is a phenomenal track. How I got it going is, I built a relationship up with PBE Pluto, just doing things with him, a couple different things with him, and built a natural relationship with him. And then I introduced him to all my people, Trill, Will, Knox, Bond, everybody, because we all family. And then, I had the idea to put Trill on one song and then Knox on the other song and do 3 different songs with PBE Pluto. But then when I wrote the hook for it and had the beat for it, when West Oben sent me the beat for it, shout out to West Oben, it just came to that I was like, nah, man, this song is lit. So we need to have me, PBE Pluto, Trill, Will, and Knox on it. And it's actually a funny story. It actually started with a different hook and everything. We had to get it. We had to get it mixed and matched a couple different times. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Came out a phenomenal song.
Shout out to PBE Pluto, by the way.
For real, go get that Cross Culture, my man. PBE Pluto, big PBE shit. But yeah, man. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she got to meet PBE Pluto too, so that's why she's probably about to say something.
Oh, I was just gonna say shout out to PBE too. I seen him perform at the celebrity boxing event. Definitely dope artist.
Yeah, he's very dope, man. Very, very mobile. Good. He's just doing a lot of stuff around the country all the time, and he's getting bigger and bigger. But anyway, so we was, so we had the idea, we had a concert coming up in Atlanta. PBE hit me up and was like, hey, man, you want to come to this concert in Atlanta? And I was like, off gate, any concert I'm going to, I'm hitting up Trill. And Knox is my brother. So, of course, he was involved in it. So we just went ahead. And after we did the song, we said, we're just going to shoot the video in Atlanta. So I hit up my director, hit up Trill Will, hit up PBE and said, man, this is what we're going to do. When we get to Atlanta, we're going to shoot the video. We're going to do that. Because I rented a room to shoot it in and stuff with a green screen and all that stuff in Atlanta. A movie studio supposedly was supposed to be. And so we all went there. We shot the video. We all met up in Atlanta, man. We had the most fun time ever. We went to 3 or 4 different events. We shot part of it at KOD. We shot part of it at a VIP after party for me. We shot part of it at the green screen. And it just came out phenomenal. Like, it's one of the dopest videos I've ever seen. The song is amazing. I listen to it almost on a daily basis and watch the video on a daily basis, even though it ain't came out. You know what I mean? So, and Trill, he came through, man, did his thing in it, brought people with him. Like, we was just, man, the whole thing was just lit, man. Hip Hop Fraternity was in it. Like, it was just really fun and really lit. And
shout out to the Hip Hop Fraternity as well.
Mm-hmm.
And strange story though, my brother actually ended up moving to Atlanta and just staying there after the video. He liked Atlanta so much. So
definitely.
That's the story.
Definitely a dope story. I can't wait to see the video and hear it.
Oh yeah, it's dope. I have it. I can't do nothing with it till it come out. But it's funny because it came to me Saturday. I haven't watched it in a while. It was a while I was watching it, listening to it every day. But when I was in KOD, and we were talking about there was an artist there speaking on doing a video. I'm like, man, I already did a video, and they're like, nah, stop bullshit. I showed them that bit. They was like, man, that's the hardest video I ever seen. I was like, yeah, I know, bro. Yeah, so yeah, it was really dope, man. I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, this is the Smoke Champs segment of my show where people come on and tell a story, and then I thought that story would be perfect for it. And then you didn't even tell the whole story, but that was good enough. That's good enough.
It's got a lot to it. It's got a lot.
There's a lot of moving parts in that story, but I understand why you left some of it out. It might have been private information. Some of that story. But yeah, man, thank you for coming on, man. Again, man, I've been meaning to have you on here. You were on here before Knox was on here. Knox ain't even been on here. You know what I'm saying? So,
For
you know,
real?
I just been,
Okay.
Knox haven't even been on here yet, but he's busy and I'm busy, so it's kind of hard to match schedules and stuff like that. But
Absolutely.
yeah, man, I think that's cool, man. So what you working on now? Besides, and that's done. You know, that's done. What do you got coming up? You got any shows coming up? You got any projects you're dropping? Singles, so on and so forth.
Yeah, man, a lot. I got a song with Jason Hood, Rich Walton, and OTL Finesse. I'm waiting for him. I'm waiting for him to hit the studio this weekend. Hopefully, he's had some stuff going on, but he's gonna hit the studio this weekend. And as soon as everything gets right, I'm gonna hit the studio here. I got that. Man, I got so many songs I'm working on. It's just so many, bro. Me and Trill got a song that we was working on in Atlanta that we need to finish. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's just project after project after project, man. That's pretty much what it is. And as far as shows, man, I'm working on getting some lined up, but I'm more concentrate right now on stacking my bread up so I can have the financial backing to do what I need to do.
Right.
Man, that's dope. I think that's dope.
Definitely.
So,
I think that's real dope, man. Huh?
Like with the video when we drop it, you know, I want to have a budget to put behind it because everything, you know, if you know anything about the industry, it takes money.
Oh, so, you need promotion. You need those promotions behind it too. Yep.
Absolutely. And we got a team. We got the right team behind us. You just got to have a little bit of budget, get things rolling, and it's over.
That's all. That's it.
And big shout out to Trill Will for bringing me on, man. That's bro for life. You already know.
Oh yeah, you know we locked in, man. Syndicate shit, man. Ain't no secret, man. Next level to the dirt settle. You know what I'm saying? Real life or no life type shit. Yeah, man. Like I said, man, I just thought it was just dope, man, how that whole thing came together. And when it does come out, it's gonna be a classic because of all of the intricate details that we put into it, all the work and energy we put into it, all the people that was a part of the project. I think it's going to be really dope. Really lit, I should say, because that's the name of the song.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
That's how we had to do it like that.
Oh yeah, and you know it's crazy because when you see, we got hangnails in the back, man. We're gonna bring you on in a second, bro. It's really crazy because when you see that, when I watch the video, you can't even tell that all the places that we filmed at were the same place. Like it literally almost looks like it all was at one time, man. And it definitely wasn't because there's a lot of shit that we had to do to put it together, man. But the world probably won't know that, but we do.
Yeah, man. It took a lot of work to get that video together, to finalize it, to get everything
between the songs, to even get the song finalized to shoot the video. Like that was a fucking mission, period. And then getting the video done, and then their PBE was only in one scene, but we had to make it look like he was at others. It was a lot, bro. It was a lot. It was a lot. But I appreciate you, bro.
Like he was in KOD almost.
Yeah, damn near does, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That green screen scene worked out pretty good for us.
Yeah. See, so everything happens for a reason. Everything, you know, even though it took work to put it together, even though it took everybody getting there, you know, because we're not from Atlanta, none of us. So we just all showed up. You know what I'm saying? So it took coordination and everybody meeting up. Man, it was a lot to it.
Right.
Yeah, it definitely was, man. I can appreciate the journey, man. They say success is not a destination, it's a journey, bro. And I definitely appreciate the journey with you, my brother. It's been wonderful, man. I wouldn't trade it for nothing in the world. You know, it's experiences that I always look back on with a smile in my heart, bro. So I appreciate you, bro.
I appreciate you, bro. Shit, same way, bro. You already know how we rock, man. This shit's for life.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, brother. We're going to bring the next person on, man. Much love, fam.
Yes,
much love, G.
All right.
All right. Nice meeting you.
Yes, you too.
All right. Peace.
Peace. All right. We can go ahead and bring hangnails up.
Okay. Hello. Welcome to the show.
Hey,
yo.
I'm having trouble with the audio.
Oh yeah, you're kind of dark over there too, where you're at.
Well, I'm in
Can you hear
Oklahoma,
me?
yeah. So I mean, cutting in and out.
Yeah, that's not good,
What's up,
man.
Trill?
What's going on, bro? I don't really. You're kind of like a last second guest. You tell people who you are and who you work with and how you even heard about this show. Or not? Okay, good talk.
So,
All right, shit. Well, Melissa, shit, we can go ahead and wrap it up, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't finna be doing this shit too much longer. So, hey, man, we can go ahead and wrap it up. You want to roll them outros? I appreciate everybody for joining us today. It's a short show because we really was just vibing today, man. It's one of them days, man. So, you got anything?
Shout out to Trill Will. Shout out to the Peach Empire. Shout out to Rich Money Empire. Shout out to Rotten Apple Media. Shout out to Worldwide Collaboration. Shout out to everybody. Love your faces. Till next time.
Well, yeah, salute. It's your boy. It's Trill Will, the chief of all chiefs. And I am logging out. Again, if y'all have anything that y'all want to talk about on the next show, if you're watching the replay, drop it in the comment section, or you can DM myself or Melissa individually. You can also follow me on Instagram at Trill Will Israel. That's TrillWillisrael. And then you can go to www.trillwill.org. And that's my website. You can catch all of our content there as well. All right. I love y'all, man. It's all from the chief of all chiefs. Let's go.
I'm like, damn.
Where do you get this exclusive from? Trilly pile up the green, even on the weekend. I done seen so much green that I turn to vegan. When I get it from Cali, no misdemeanor. When I'm flipping the patties to flip Christina. Dreaming, dope, I see it. Scope, blue hundreds, low, demon, go. Trilly pile up the green, even on the weekend. And I see so much green that I turn to vegan. When I get it from Cali, no misdemeanor. When I'm flipping the patties to flip Christina. I'm dreaming, dope, I see it. Scope, blue hundreds, low, demon, go. Trilly pile up the green, even on the weekend. I done seen so much green that I turn to vegan. When I get it from Cali, no misdemeanor. When I'm flipping the patties to flip Christina. I'm dreaming, dope, I see it. Scope, blue hundreds, low, demon, go. Straight out of D, cause I dominated, cause I know I'm a D, cause my mama made it, and I know she a G, cause my grandma made it, and I know I'm a C, cause I'm carbonated, all the melanin key, cause it's automated, yeah, I picked up the key, cause Obama made it, if it's left up to me, then I'm out of Vegas, cause I've been worth a $1 billion, baby, I done signed with the Billy like Son of Vegas, so they looking greasy like McDonald's made it, but it's BET, cause we nominated, gotta eat with the family, you not gonna make it, most of these niggas, they poppin' naked, then the tip, but you drop like they hibernated, he make it pop like designer made it, copy, Trilly, the future, home run like Poppy, microwave, heat up your noodle, caught up Chico, you gon' need you a tutor, call the shooter, he gon' need him a Uber, microwave, we gon' heat up your noodle, call up Chico, he gon' need you a tutor, call up shooter, he gon' need him a Uber, Trilly pile up the green, even on the weekend, and I see so much green that I turn to vegan, when I get it from Cali, no misdemeanor, when I flipping the patties to flip Christina, I'm dreaming, dope, I see it, scope, blue hundreds, low, demon, go. Trilly pile up the green, even on the weekend. I done seen so much green that I turn to vegan. When I get it from Cali, no misdemeanor. When I'm flipping the patties to flip Christina, I'm dreaming, dope, I see it. Scope, blue hundreds, low, demon, go. Your dog is a mini-me, he a poodle. When I pop the infinity, hop in the Uber to hide my identity. Riding with super to meet at your taco to put a salute. But this is the empire mover, the loser. Just look at them babies, they really here choosing. Thinking you winning, it's really the losing. Like Boosie and Webby, I'm really here zooming. No, I just stutter, my first name ain't Ruben. American Idol, I make it a movie. American pimpin', I make her a groupie. And maybe it's different, them betas, they lose. Ain't waiting, I'm dipping, them niggas ain't moving. They Scotty ain't dipping, that last chance a movie. But Trilly, I'm rolling, them niggas don't know what I know and they bogus. Pay for the drip and they going download it. Putting you talking ass niggas on notice. That put it on game when they losing, they focus. I punish opponents with 5 fouls on the 4 for the bonus. So shooting the free throws and striping, we own it. Push the opponent, 5 fouls on the 4 for the bonus. So shooting the free throws and striping, you own it, we own it. Trilly pile up the green, even on the weekend. And I see so much green that I turn to vegan. When I get it from Cali, no misdemeanor. When I flipping the patties to flip Christina, I'm dreaming, dope, I see it. Scope, blue hundreds, low, demon, go. Truly pot up the green, even on the weekend. I done seen so much green that I turned to vegan. When I get it from Cali, no misdemeanor. When I'm flipping the patties to flip Christina, I'm dreaming. Dope, I see it. Scope, blue hundreds, low,
The real DJ Star.
What up, it's your boy Trill in the building, HHF Megastar. Hey man, I got a major announcement. I will be performing at the HHF Awards. We coming live and direct. We ain't playing no games, hosted by Slab of MMG. You already know what's going on. Shout out to Pimpin' Ken, man. Shout out to Money Mal. Hey man, we getting to the bag, man. Shout out to Najee Barnes. You know, next level to the dirt. So thank HHF.
Salute. It's a wrap.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.